If we burn our bridges, how will anyone follow in our footsteps? Hi, this is Barry Phillips, the 10-Minute Torah, day number 3, the Torah portion of Vayishlach. Let's go to Bereshit, or Genesis, chapter 33, and begin reading with verse number 8. Then Esau said, "What do you mean by all this company which I have met?" And he, that is Yaakov, said, "To find favor in the eyes of my master." But Esau said, "I have enough, my brother. Let what you have remain yours." And Yaakov said, "No, please. If I have now found favor in your eyes, then receive my present from my hand, because I have seen your face, like seeing the face of Elohim, and you were pleased with me. Please take my blessing that is brought to you, because Elohim has favored me, and because I have all I need." And he urged him, and he took it. And he said, "Let us depart and go, and let me go before you." That's Esau speaking. But he said, that is, Yaakov said to Esau, "My master knows that the children are weak, and the flocks and the herds which are nursing are with me. And if a man should drive them hard one day, all the flocks shall die. Please let my master go before his servant, and let me lead on slowly according to the pace of the livestock that go before me, and according to the pace of the children, until I come to my master in Seir." And Esau said, "Please let me leave with you some of the people who are with me." But he said, "Why this? Let me find favor in the eyes of my master." In other words, I don't need your men. And Esau returned that day on his way to Seir, and Yaakov set out to Sukkoth. Here we understand a little bit of the aftermath of this threatening family reunion. Yaakov had been prepared to do a lot of different things, to appease, to engage in battle if necessary. Didn't want to fight his brother, but that was a potential option. Here we understand then that Esau also had come to fight. But somehow the appeasing offerings and the demeanor and the humility that was shown to him softened his hardened heart to where he was willing to at least have a conversation with his brother. They wept together, they hugged each other, and there was at least a temporary reunion that was amiable and agreeable. That's what we're striving for. But make no mistake, Esau will always be Esau, and Yaakov cannot be Esau. Now, they are twins, and Yaakov has demonstrated the ability to mimic and impersonate Esau if he thinks it's necessary. The same carnal heart and potential that was in Esau also laid in Yaakov, but he chose to conquer it and to overcome it. Therefore, he was given the ability to be Israel and not his brother. Think on that for a little while. Esau, in my estimation, the way I've taught it for many years, is indicative of, symbolic of, the world professional religious system, that which is filled with a lot of glitter, a lot of glamour, a lot of pomp, a lot of presentation, a lot of fancy buildings, however and wherever that is manifested. It can be in a synagogue, it can be in a church, it can be in a mosque, it can be in a Hebrew roots building of some sort. If you glitz it up, paint it up, shine it up, and make it all enticing, alluring, and fascinating, that's professional religion. It's that which satisfies the flesh but does nothing to change the heart or the spirit of the man. What is Yaakov's approach to that? It is to be one of humility, servanthood, and prayer. If you go on the attack, if Yaakov gets righteously indignant and gets his spiritual fire burning with great zeal, attacking Esau for being Esau. I mean, what do we expect? Esau is Esau. If we attack him for being Esau, we're only going to cause harm. We're going to burn a bridge. We're going to malign. We're going to get involved in slander, and none of those things are righteous. Brokenness, humility, intercession, those are the tools by which we will see those that we love that are trapped in Esau-like systems have their eyes opened to a possibility of a different way of thinking, a different way of seeing things, a different attitude, a different consideration. Then and only then can they begin to start a journey that will go over the same bridge that we came over. If I burn that bridge, I've cut off the path for those that may be willing to listen to what I have to say. In other words, practically speaking, you have to maintain relationships. It doesn't mean that you go and you engage with all that they are engaged in, but you leave a door open. You leave a path of continuance. The greatest witness that you have to your belief is joy. Sheer joy. A sense of well-being. I'm happy. I'm joyful. Doesn't mean everything's perfect in your life. Doesn't mean you don't have situations that arise that you have to battle through. We all do that. The reality is, though, that you have a sense of joy in everything, a sense of completeness, a great sense of satisfaction in your walk. If you're frowning and argumentative and upset and constantly condemning someone for not believing as you do, you're not going to gain any ground with anybody. So don't burn your bridge. Now, Esau says, why don't you come and join me? The professional religious system at points will recognize that whatever you're doing, however you're walking, is something that they may be able to utilize for their own purposes. So they will have a guest speaker to come in and talk about something Hebraic, teaching on the feast of the Lord, hallelujah, or what does Hanukkah mean, or come do a Pesach, a Passover Seder at our church, or at our gathering, or at our whatever. And it's intrigue, it's interesting, and more often than not, the response is, well, that was nice. And then nothing changes. So there's a willingness for assimilation. Esau may have thought, I could either attack this large group and engage in a battle and lose some of my men in the process, and I may or may not win. Or if I can convince my brother to come live in Seir, where I am the king, then it'll all eventually become mine as well. So he opted for the latter. Come live at Mount Seir, where I rule and reign over everything. And eventually, I'll rule and reign over you. Yaakov is very skillful and shrewd here. I can't walk at your pace. I can't walk your walk. To do so would be detrimental to all that I have, my family and my possessions. You let me walk my way, and you go walk your way until I come to Seir. Now, Yaakov never did go to Seir. Perhaps Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 18, is a fulfillment of that. You go read that, and maybe that's when he ends up at Mount Seir. Yaakov says, I have to walk differently. You can't walk the way those that you love walk. The world that is around us, you and your home, your family, you don't walk that way. Maintain your pure, set apart, walk before Yah to the best of your ability. Let joy be on your face. Let light of Yeshua exude from your being. and let Yah work it all out. And he will do so. Until tomorrow, shalom.